it's amazing to me to think that ultimately the human family, we're all related, but parts of the family are just so different. They think differently, their viewpoints are just collectively so different, but we all kind of we came from the same place. And it's so amazing to me that it's so divided despite really being part of the same family.
Families are divided, aren't they?
They are up to a point,
Yes.
but you still have certain
Yeah.
things in common. I think of cousins I don't particularly like, but
Yeah.
there are certain things that we still hold in common that will be the bridge that helps us unite in certain situations. It's
Yes.
just a
But then there's,
fascinating thing to me.
it is fascinating. But then there's the Cain and Abel story, isn't there? Where brother kills brother,
True.
and the sibling rivalry in that. I mean, there is a great. Now you got me thinking again. So you can't do this to me. You throw out these things, and and you completely change my mind in seconds.
Just asking questions. It's what I do.
But actually, having said that, I got to say the I've been to a few uh, funerals actually nowadays where there's been unresolved issues
Yeah.
between child and parent or siblings, and one of them is gone, and you can tell the deep regret that that person has for not squaring things off before, because you know the yeah, and I think it's very important to. I mean, for my family, I'm reaching out all the time to them, and they're reaching out to me. And I would say that if we were not brothers or whatever, and siblings, if we'd met each other, you know, we probably wouldn't be friends because we have
Yeah.
complete different personalities. But family is so important, isn't it?
It really is. I think of myself as being probably the black sheep of my family, but at the end of the day, we would be there for each other. We may not agree on a lot of things, but on the core things, the things that are most important, when we have had to band together, we have banded together. And that
Yes.
holds true even for the cousins I don't care for so much. We still band together when we need to.
That's, and actually, your thought there is that where do we all come from, and where do nations come from?
Right.
You know,
Ultimately, there's that family bond too. Look at World War I. That was a squabble between family members if you get right down to it.
you, you're 100% right. It was. It wasn't, and that's when our royal family changed its name to Windsor. So that it wasn't seen as a German family, which essentially it was at the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's an
yes, that was
interesting
a
thing when
family
you look a
squabble.
little deeper.
That was a family squabble that when basically it was squabbling over the family silver and who ran Europe. That's what the squabble was about. Um, and the people who wanted to run Europe, of course, survived in their big houses and everything, and the cannon fodder was sent to die.
Yep. Exactly. How many innocent lives lost because the family couldn't get along when they could have just had themselves a big powwow with the family, duked it out among themselves? No one else has been the
Yeah,
wiser.